Hi, welcome. This is the discussion aisle, and today I'm with Meshach, and I am Nema. What are we going to be talking about today?
Attachment styles.
Okay, we're going to be talking about the attachment styles. So Meshach,
Yes,
you have a story.
I do. 2002, that is 19 years ago, I accompanied my mother to see my aunt. Now we were sitting in my aunt's living room, and my mom walks away. I felt so uncomfortable and I panicked because it's only my mom I knew in the living room. Now, I even wanted to walk out so I can see where she's gone or even be with her out. After a while, she came back to the room. I was comfortable again. I felt safe. I felt secure. Now I wanted to sit close to her, so that anytime she's going to walk out, she'll say something, or
You can leave.
we can live together. Yes. Now, then again, you couldn't. Back then, you couldn't just sit on chairs when other side of the room.
What did you sit on?
No, I mean, if others are sitting here, you also don't come and sit where they are.
Can you go sit outside?
Yes, so you'll sit somewhere, but not where they're sitting.
Oh.
You won't do that. Yes.
When she came back,
Yes.
you felt safe. Instantly. She didn't have to say anything.
Yes. Just by her presence, I was okay. Yes.
So we can say that your mother, in that setting, your mother was your attachment system.
Sure.
Okay. So there's this lady who was doing a research. Her research was based on how children form their attachments.
Yes.
Someone a long time ago had said that for a woman, the woman who's going to raise an independent child, who doesn't form attachments, who doesn't have any closeness with anything, who doesn't need anyone, then that woman would have raised the best child. The idea here was that we don't need attachments. They're like a liability.
Oh, yes.
But another study that was done many years later disproved this man's research. Because it's in our chemistry, it's in our brain chemistry to form attachments.
Yes.
When a child is born, they don't only need their caregiver for food and sustenance. They need their caregiver for security and reassurance.
Yes.
So attachments are very important. And the way that we form attachments in our childhood is going to influence how we are going to relate with other people, even our relationships in the future. So this lady told a woman to come in with her child. It was a toy store. The child was put down and she starts playing with toys.
Yes.
She's excited about every toy. Oh, this one. Oh, that one. They look different colors, and she wants to see how all of them work. Until the mother just left without saying anything. Just the same as your mother left. And this child just starts crying. She's not interested in the toys.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to talk to anyone. Even the researcher, the woman who's carrying out the research, wants to give her toys, play with this one, it's interesting, colors. She does not want these toys. Until the mother came back and carried her and told her it's fine, I'm not going to leave again. Then she was safe again. She felt safe enough to go back to the toys. So we see that it's not even about food, because this child was not hungry.
Yes.
It was not about the food. Other children in the same situation would continue crying even after the mother has come back.
Yeah.
They keep crying, and in protest, they can even wriggle down and go sit somewhere far just to show protest. Why did you leave me? this type of child is anxious. They will not even go back to the toys. But the first one, that's a secure child.
Yeah.
They trust their mother will not go. You've said you will not leave, so it's okay.
It's okay, sure.
The other type, they will not even show that they care. You will leave the room and they will not cry. Same situation. They will not cry. You come back, they don't care. Somebody else carries them, it's fine. But this researcher wanted to understand what it is about these reactions. And so they were looking at the heart rate. It was the same. This anxious child, the avoidant child, and the secure child, they were both distressed. They were all distressed when their mothers left or their caregiver left. But this avoidant child just doesn't want to show it. Probably they were not given enough attention, so they're used to it, but they are still distressed. They also want to be held, they also want closeness, but they suppress it intentionally. So now, Meshach, we're going to talk about the types of attachment.
Yeah.
There are 3 major types, and then there's
styles,
one.
yeah.
There's one that is not so common. Some people have it, but it's not very common.
Yes.
So there are 3. There are 4 in total, but 3 of them are the major ones.
Yes.
I need you to tell us something small about the secure type.
Yeah, secure attachment style. People with this attachment style are people who are able, they have the ability to form secure, loving relationships with others. Yes, they have no issues trusting people, and they can be trusted while they give love and accept love. Secure people really, they are okay and comfortable with intimacy. They depend on others, but they're not over dependent. You know? Yes, like, well, they want this. They can be intimate. In fact, they're intimate. They are good at that. But when it doesn't work again, they walk out safely. Like it's a mystery, you know, being dependent, but not over dependent. You know, or being intimate, but easily letting go.
What do you mean easily letting go?
Like they would be intimate with their partners, but if something happens that their partners want to walk out of the relationship, they are not dramatic. They won't cause a whole drama.
Okay.
You know, some people even become so melodramatic. You know, so they are not that type. Yes, they will easily let their partners walk out their lives if that is what they want.
Okay.
Their partners want, but if they are intimate, they be that to the fullest. You know.
Yeah.
Yes, and I told you they can be trusted, and they can trust people. Yes. Do you also want me to talk about their characteristics?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you know, these people, number one, they trust. They have trust.
Yeah.
They have very high self-esteem. They form long-lasting relationships.
Hold up.
Yes.
Right there.
Yeah.
Self-esteem. That can be a little confusing.
Yeah.
Because some people have high self-esteem. They know that they are worthy of love. They know they're good people. They know that they are worthy.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And then there are people who are just entitled. Not just, it's not about the confidence or self-esteem. They're too much. So are these still secure people, or is this something completely different?
If somebody is not secure, you will know. Now, like you will know this when you know those times that the relationship hits hard. You will know whether these people are secure or not. We've heard of many people who walk around saying they're okay, they care less. But when something happens, when their lady or their man is seeing somebody else, you see how terrible they are. Now they're giving you another them that you didn't know. Before they were telling you, I'm okay. He can do all he wants. Like I'm okay. He can do all that. It won't disturb me. But when those people do what they're saying they can do all they want, you start seeing them terrible. Like their life becomes so messy. They want to involve everybody. Can you talk to your friend? People like that. Yeah. So when things are okay, they were saying they appear as if they have the highest self-esteem. But the secure people, they have the self-esteem in good moments and in bad moments.
Okay.
And then they form long-lasting relationships. Because I told you they give love and accept love. And then they, seek out social support.
Yeah, all right.
That is to their friends as well, to everybody around them. When they have something disturbing, boggling their mind, they'll tell you, hey, Nema, how are you? I have this issue. So they reach out. They seek out social support. Yes, that is.
So this
and they share their feelings too. Yes.
They are good communicators.
Yes, absolutely.
When the relationship isn't going well, when there's something that the partner is not doing as expected or it can be done better, it's not accusing.
No.
The communication is not accusing. It's actually a good and respectful communication.
Yes.
They address their feelings properly while respecting the other person's
feelings. Like what Dr. Chapman writes in his book, Things I Wish I'd Known Before I Got Married. Yeah, where you agree, sometimes you disagree to agree, and meeting at some points, at her point or your point or in the middle. Yeah, they have mastered that. Yes.
Are there other characteristics you'd like us to know?
No, not really. They share feelings. Yes.
That's good. So secure people are able to be themselves.
Yes.
They're free just being their authentic selves.
Sure.
And letting other people be.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to talk about the anxious people. As a second category that we'll talk about today. So there's no attachment that's bad. I mean, people are just who they are, right?
Yeah.
Anxious people, unlike secure people, are not good communicators. So instead of saying what is bothering them, they will protest. They will have these protest behaviors. And some of them are not pretty.
No.
So some of these protest behaviors manifest themselves in, keeping scores. I've seen this. He called at 1 yesterday, and he has not called again. So you'll not be the one to call back, because why are they not calling?
Oh yes.
They texted back, but that was last night. But you were the first to text yesterday. You're waiting for them to text first. Just keeping small things. Something else is withdrawing. You do not want to be too close, but you want closeness. You just want them to miss you so that they come looking for you. You're seeking attention. Something else is being hostile. They could be talking to you and you walk out. Sometimes it's even violent. It's not a pretty side, but it happens. This is where you find people, the relationship is not going well. It's something very small, but it has been drawn out of proportion. And they're burning each other's clothes or yelling at each other at the top of their lungs.
Or boiling cooking oil.
Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. But that happens.
Yes.
Yeah, something else is texting too much or calling too much, frantic calls, and because the goal here is to have some attention and to get this relationship back to where it was, to reestablish connection.
Yes.
So anxious people, we've already mentioned that they're not good communicators.
Yes.
But they seek closeness, just the same as the secure type people. They want to be shown love and they want to show love. They want to spend time. They don't care about like it's too much time, or now I don't have my independence anymore.
Yes.
They just want to share this life.
Yes.
The bad thing is they tend to obsess over the relationship. They get preoccupied. The relationship becomes the most important thing in their life.
For sure.
So you're talking to your friends, it's that relationship. Especially when things are not going well. I have read somewhere that you're only as happy as the relationship that you're in, or as miserable as the relationship that you're in. An anxious person could be a stable person usually, but because of the relationship that they're in, especially if it's not happy, they start to manifest some weird characteristics. So they are calling too much, hanging around where the partner could be so that they can be seen, or going through the phone because they feel insecure.
Yes.
Those bad behaviors, some of them, going through the phone, making up scenarios. Who are you walking with? Why are you not responding to my text?
Yes.
But this happens when they feel threatened. How do anxious people know that the relationship is threatened? They tend to pick up on subtle changes in a person's behavior. For example, they could know that today you're not looking at me the way that you looked at me yesterday. So what's the problem? Why are you not calling me the way that you called me last week? Why is your tone different? Something very small. Your facial expression has changed. While this is a good thing, it can be used for good, it can also be very disruptive. So the anxious person can start to misinterpret things. And because now they feel that the relationship is threatened, they start to do everything that they can to reestablish connection. And by so doing, it can look like desperation or nagging.
Yes.
And remember, again, they're not the best communicators. So you're not really saying what you want or what you're feeling, you're just acting out. The good thing, though, is that attachment styles can change.
Oh, yes.
You don't have to be avoidant or anxious always. If you are able to know where you are, then you can work towards the goal, which is being secure.
Yes.
By copying the behaviors of the secure person and working on that problem that you have. For example, communication or your protest behaviors, which can be disruptive if you know that you can do something bad when you're angry or when you feel the relationship is threatened. You can work on those behaviors and learn to be more calm. So now we're going to move to the next thing, which is
Avoidant. Yes. Avoidant people with this style of attachment are very interesting. I must say that because they feel that being intimate is substituting their independence. Yeah, and this is marked by fear of intimacy. They fear being intimate because they think if they're going to be, they are going to lose their independence. They are going to lose their selves. There are people who you hear them say, since I got into this relationship, I'm missing myself. They think they are missing, they have lost their independence, and now they are not themselves anymore. So they would avoid, in fact, they usually try to avoid being intimate at all costs. They want their space. These are I want my space type of people. I want my space. What's wrong? Just want my space.
Just space, and it's all the time.
Yes, I want my space and I want my time. Like I can't be me anymore. Just give me time. I want to be me. I miss me. So those are the kind of, they are avoidant. Yes.
And you notice that avoidant people, because of their fear of being intimate, they are in the dating pool a lot.
Oh yes.
They're in one relationship. After just a few months or a few weeks, they're bored. they're out because they crave closeness, but they can't handle it.
They're also poor communicators.
Very bad.
And they send mixed signals. Yes.
They send mixed signals and they cannot read non-verbal cues and even the verbal cues. You will try to say what you feel and they will interpret it as you're being nagging or you're being too much. You know, you want to spend too much time. That's too much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Like we have better things to do.
And so if you're with an anxious person, you can imagine how catastrophic that can be.
Sure.
So this person wants constant reassurance, they want closeness, and you want your space because closeness scares you. You don't want to talk about your family, you don't want to talk about because everybody has a story.
Yes.
You don't want to tell your story to someone else. You have difficulties, you won't share with your friends, you won't share with your girlfriend
You don't want
or
to
your
seek
boyfriend.
social support.
Yeah, because the idea is so scary. But the thing is, it must be so difficult. You want closeness.
Yes.
But you also want to maintain your independence and autonomy. How does that even work?
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about this small group of people. This group that doesn't have so many people.
Yes.
All the disorganized.
This one, it's a confused one, you know. It's interesting, even more interesting, because these are people who desperately crave affection, but want to avoid it at all cost. You see, that's the you know, they want this like seriously, you know, but they don't want it again.
It must be so hard.
You know, I'm feeling lonely. I want somebody. You know, I want a partner. And they appear like they're really working on getting a partner.
Yeah.
But immediately they get their partner, they run away from the relationship again. No, you know, I just want my independence. You know. No, it's more of avoidant because they desperately want closeness. They desperately want intimacy, but they also want to avoid intimacy at all cost.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk some more after the break. Meshach, why is it important for us to know our attachment styles and our partner's attachment styles?
It's very important so that you have a stable relationship, a promising relationship, not only with you know love partners, but even friends. You know, yes. So I would say it's important so that once you know your attachment style, you and your partner's attachment style, you will be your authentic self, and then you'll be making effective communication, so that if there's something you don't like that your partner is doing,
You will talk.
You
You will
tell
know
them.
how
Yes.
to say it.
Yes. So that you don't suppress your needs to make somebody happy.
Avoidant people have that problem.
Yes. When you are an anxious lady dating an avoidant man, and you want to suppress your needs, and maybe you know last time we talked about love languages.
Yeah.
Maybe your love language is quality time.
Yeah.
So you are suppressing your need. Your love tank is getting empty by the day just to make the avoidant guy happy. You know, if you are authentic, if you are your authentic self, if you tell them that, well, this is what I need, this is what I want, this is what I really need from you, from this relationship. You know, another one is there's this philosophy, the abundance philosophy. There's plenty of fish in the sea. If you are telling them what you need, you know, and they keep avoiding you like the attachment style.
It's not just JMO. There are other people.
Yes.
It's not just Irene.
They are is plenty.
Yeah.
Love, opportunities, relationship. I mean, there's plenty of fish in the sea. So
If it's not working, it's okay.
sure.
If he's not your type of person,
Yeah.
for example, if you're anxious and there's this avoidant person, you don't have to be with this avoidant person because they're the only ones who are present at that time. There are plenty of fish in the sea.
Yes.
Look for a secure person.
They are good people to be around.
Yeah. So something you've just mentioned right now
Yes.
has made me remember why anxious people are always going for the avoidant. And why the avoidant people are going for the anxious people. Because avoidant and another avoidant person can never work because they don't have the glue to commit to each other. They don't have the glue to stay together even for a short time. They are both unavailable, both physically and emotionally. But anxious people and avoidant people usually tend to be attracted to each other. You know why? It's to reaffirm the theory that they've grown up knowing that about relationships. For example, the anxious person will go saying, yeah, I'm not worthy of love.
Oh, yes.
Love is just not for me. Or I always mess things up. It is my fault. And an avoidant person will say, yeah, I knew it. Relationships are not for me because I just need all this time for myself. But when an anxious person dates a secure person, they tend to get bored.
Oh, yes.
Because they're used to the drama. They're used to a person who's not available. Their attachment system being activated. They're used to it. So when it's calm and
Composed.
simple,
Yes.
there's no drama, it's boring for them. And they don't give it time so that they get comfortable. That's why they're always, going for these drama things. And
I need that hug after we have quarreled.
The thing about the avoidant people dating the anxious people, why they don't usually leave each other so quickly is just when you're about to give up. You're about to give up on this avoidant man or woman, they give you a gift.
I told you they send mixed signals.
Yeah. So you don't know, is it working? Is it not working? They give you a gift. They plan that dinner. They take you to that cruise.
Yes,
that cruise that you always wanted. They give you just enough to stay.
Not to sustain you. To sustain you.
Just enough for you not to leave them. And because the anxious person is afraid of rejection and abandonment, they stay.
Sure.
And that's the same reason they're always trying to fulfill the other people's needs and ignoring their own needs.
Yes.
Or not showing or communicating their needs so that the other person will not think, this is too much and they leave. But that's the problem. That's why you need to know your attachment style.
Yeah.
And your partner's attachment style. So you, as an anxious person, can avoid an avoidant person.
Yes.
So that you, as an avoidant person, can avoid an anxious person. And be with a person who will give you stability.
Yes.
We already said that you're only as happy as the relationship that you're in.
Yeah.
So the second thing, you've already mentioned the first. Acknowledge and accept your true relationship needs. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to be reassured, wanting clear communication.
Yes. Quality time.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with you wanting to know what role you play in this person's life. There's nothing wrong with your needs. And they need to be fulfilled for you to be in a happy relationship and to be happy with yourself. So that you're not completely immersed into somebody else. You're also just an authentic human being. You're an individual. You know what you want. and you're looking for the right things. You're depending on the right person. The other thing is give secure people a chance.
Sure.
Don't just go for the drama. You will be happy in the long run when you're with a secure person if you're anxious. And you can, a secure person, because they're already secure, they can help you get there.
Sure.
They can help you learn how to communicate properly because
they are
communicating properly.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Who then should we date? Who should a secure person be with? What's this idea of people holding on to bad relationships? You know that this person is not faithful, you're staying.
Secure people will be with close to everybody. Because if the other person is willing to learn, they'll teach them how to become secure. Secure people are stable because I told you they have the ability to make to have long relationship. They trust people. They give love and accept love. So if a secure person dates an anxious person, that anxious person will be comfortable. If he's not looking for drama, you know, if he's looking for a stable relationship, she or he will be comfortable because he is a person who has no trust issues. He's a person who's loving, you know, and who has the ability. Anxious people really want to be told everything, what's going on in your life. A secure person seeks social support. So he will tell you when he's having something wrong back at home, or wrong at his workplace, or wrong in school, So secure person is okay. Just like, remember the blood groups. Blood group O. The universal donor. Yeah, so secure person is a universal donor.
I like the way you just think.
he's okay. Yeah, he's okay. Or she's okay. Yes. But you can't, if you're an avoidant and you're dating an avoidant, hey.
An avoidant with another avoidant person, that can't work. In fact, they're usually not attracted to each other.
Agglutination of love.
Hey, that cannot work. But here's why you as an anxious person should not be with an avoidant person.
Yes.
At any cost, please. An anxious person wants closeness. An avoidant person wants to maintain distance at all costs, emotionally and physically. So this need is going to be ignored. And you as an avoidant person, you're going to try and fulfill the needs of the avoidant person and forget about your own.
Yes.
And then you're going to become even a stranger to yourself at the end. Something else is you find it hard to communicate. We already talked about this.
Yes.
So you use protest behaviors. But this avoidant person cannot read your protest behaviors and interpret them properly. So in the end, you're going to be miserable. It's like a never-ending cycle.
Because they can't read verbal and non-verbal cues, right?
So what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're not communicating.
Yes.
You need to know exactly where you stand in your relationship as an anxious person. But this avoidant person wants to keep it fuzzy. They don't want to define the relationship. They don't want you to meet their sisters. They don't want you to meet their brothers.
Friends.
Their friends. They just want to keep you...
even not the address.
...far, They're giving you just enough information for you to stay.
Yes.
And because you don't know how to communicate, you don't want to ask. Because you're afraid they will abandon you.
Sure.
You need to accept yourself and your needs and address them because you are who you are.
Yeah.
But the goal is to be secure.
Yes.
You can work on it.
Really?
You can work on communicating better and reducing your drama. If your protest behavior is destructive, you can work on it. There's a story I had. A man was very violent. He didn't know how to communicate. When he was angry, he only hit and yelled. But he realized that this was a problem. And so he started praying about it. Seriously fasting and praying and working on himself. And there was a time someone could step on his shoe and he would say it's okay. Someone would insult him and he would just look at him because he became that person. He intended to get there. So if you intend to become secure, pray about it.
Before we go on, pray and pray and pray. That's the only way. If you pray and pray and pray, you'll pray the avoidant away.
Or anxious. It's no way to live. Imagine.
Yeah.
Every time something small happens, you're acting out.
Yes.
And sometimes people don't understand what you want because you're not communicating properly. So pray and work on yourself.
Oh yes.
You will get there. The goal is to be
Secure.
Okay. On that note, we want to hear your comments, your experiences, so talk to us. Comment, and we will get back to you next time. I will read a few of your comments and see you on the next one. Bye.